Guess I can light the whole universe. I am different, I am purpose, I am brilliant. Yes, I feel it.
Oh. Okay, so about to do this video. I had a whole different plan today, but then I decided to do this, and I'm not going to edit myself. I'm going to talk to you all the way I want to, and I'm going to do my makeup. So I'm going to try to get in a little closer, because normally, like I said, my old phone would tighten up really close really quickly. But let me see, can I get y'all a little bit closer? Okay, so there we go. All right, so I'm going to be getting ready, and I'm going to be talking about, obviously, the subject at hand, which is on sheep mob mentality and finding out that our heroes have feet of clay. And, you know, of course, we're talking about the beauty community, and of course, we are talking about the huge debacle that has gone on that has been now dubbed Dramageddon 2019 with Tati, James Charles, and Jeffree Star. And I was really done with it yesterday when I did my, you know, shut up, please, when I was telling them to shut up. Did somebody show J Star? But no, they didn't have to show him, because I'm gonna tell you what I know, what I perceive has happened. Now, what I want to talk about is, and before I start talking, I have to just put this in right here. Okay, so now we're back. I had to do that. And the reason why I'm doing that is because I've been saying this, and I told you, a lot of you, so from the beginning. Okay, so let's just talk about what I mean. And when I'm going to talk about the sheep, the mob mentality, and go into, you know, when you find out your heroes have feet of clay. I was going to start this extra dramatic and put on some like my rose colored sunglasses and take them off, like, now it's time for everybody to take off their rose colored glasses. But I said, now you're just going too far with it, so we just gonna go with this. All right, so first off, I'm gonna be doing my makeup, of course, because we are getting ready. I took off everything but left my eyebrows, because my eyebrows was looking still pretty good. They looking pretty good. I gotta say, I'm getting comfortable with my eyebrows. But what has happened is that I was thinking I was going to do some different makeup, but then this came today. And you're going, what came today? It is the new Colourpop. Came in my mailbox, as you can see today. The main squeeze, the watermelon one, and then they gave me the birthday eyeshadow, Super Shock eyeshadow and birthday treat. We're gonna see how this looks. And then I got at the bundle, I got one of the colors. Honestly, I don't even know which one I bought. And then I bought a couple more of the which I really like these. This is the So Juicy glosses. So you see what's happening now. You see I got two more of them. But it is on my quest for Va Va Voom. Look at that one. Ooh, and then I have all top. Okay, so let's get started on the eyes. So let's see how this looks, because like I said, I'm just opening it up. So this is kind of going to be like a first impression, you know, vibe we're doing as I'm talking. So let's have some fun. Let's open her up. Let's see what she looks like. Ooh, I'm really loving these 9 pans. Is it just me, or these 9 pans are doing it for me? I'm really more toward the smaller pan size. Like the big 35 ones kind of overwhelm me. So I can use them, but I tend to go with my smaller ones a lot. So let's see how she looks. Ooh, she cute. She is cute. Let's see. Now I have learned that these are magnetic and they can fall out, because I have dropped them before. I almost broke one of mine. So I'm just going to do like this so you all can see it. The colors are gorgeous. They're a little more pinky than red. And you know, like everybody's like, oh, it's a super red. But if you think about it, watermelons are like a pinky red. So this has kind of got that kind of vibe to it. But we going to have some fun with it. And now let's see what this birthday, because I knew they were giving this away free, and so I wanted to, of course, you know, get the freebie. Let's get it. And this is their super shock for their birthday. They give them out every year. They do this every year on their birthday. Of course, now I can't even get the damn thing open so I can show it to you because I just put lotions on my hands. So anyway, I prep my eyes. And so here we go. Now let's talk about just what this whole thing that's on my mind. There we go. It looks very pretty. The thing that is kind of disturbing to me is how this all came about and what happened. And I'm going to say this in reference to not the young people, but the older people and the sheep mentality that we have. It's very interesting how everybody jumped on this bandwagon right away. So the thing is we have to talk about, let's talk about the personas and feet of clay, and why I say feet of clay. So I'm going to go on with this one. This is called Big Gulp. Let's see how this looks. First time, I'm just going to pick out a color and we're going to go with it. So why I'm saying this is because the biggest thing that I've noticed in this is that this is all about personalities. Tati has this personality on YouTube, and she's so wonderful, and everybody thinks of her as this class act and everything, and she's this, and she has this really great reputation. She has great reviews, and don't get me wrong, I think she does great reviews. She's she's such a classy person and all these things. And so when she came out with this storyline, everybody jumped on it. Everybody said, well, if Tati said it, it's got to be true. Now let's talk about personas and these things. The thing is with this is that, listen, we are on film. She films, she edits. You see exactly what she wants you to see. None of us know these people in person. None of us know how they react. We know what they put into the YouTube sphere, the social media, their social media personas. And if y'all don't know that people have social media personas, I don't know when y'all gonna know this. And so based on her social media persona, everyone took her in the beauty, all these people who watched it in the beauty community, at facts, because Tati said it, so it's got to be true. And oh my God, and then on top of it, James Charles has a slight, this can be problematic. He's young, he's very loud, he's very, very cocky. And I'm being real with y'all. Think about it. He's 19 years old. He's a millionaire. I'd be cocky too. Now, would I be as bad as him? No, but who knows who we would be put in the same position with that same type of thing going on. Now, the thing is, what she said about him was so heinous, it went beyond beauty and just a person's personality. It went on to allegations that were not just career ending, but what is the word I'm looking for? But it was, it was illegal. These were things that could legally be pursued by people, to say, because that was coercion involved. I mean, the things that they were saying, he said, was ridiculous, was very damaging to not just his career, but to him as a person. Calling someone a sexual predator is something that will follow you for the rest of your life. It does not go away. And the allegations, whether they're unfounded or not, can affect your life for quite some time. And now everybody's trying to say, and even when she came back with her second video, she was still very cocky about it and was still saying these were the things that she felt needed to be said about him, blah, 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 because see, she was still on top at that moment. And everybody was going in on him, and everybody jumped on that bandwagon to say this young person, this man, was doing this based on the word of someone who no one knows. We know her face on this video just like you're looking at my face. And then in walked J Star, and he's always problematic, and yet he says things and he can start things, and people allow his voice to be important. Anything he says becomes this big, oh, J Star said it, so we believe it. Why when what we do, what I'm sitting here doing right now, is about makeup? Now, all these things were said, and then everybody jumped on the bandwagon, and everybody has made video after video siding with this, and oh my God, he's a terrible person. And then, of course, see, if you didn't know that was coming, I knew it was coming. Some people are going to come out and say, yes, he did it to me. Why? Because it's called 15 minutes of fame, and everybody wants their 15 minutes of fame. And even if it's going to hurt somebody, but as long as you can't be proven that you're lying, you're in the limelight now. Understand this about human nature. And if you didn't know it, and if you're anywhere near my age and you don't understand that, I need you to start understanding that now. That's how things get going. Now, when this started, I don't think she expected that little snowball to turn into the avalanche it did. So therefore, she started backtracking, but for some damage control, in order to make it seem like, oh, but she still maintained, oh, but no, what I said, I meant. Until he came out with his stuff. So see, what they didn't expect was that he was going to come back and say something and have all of his ducks lined up in order. Because let's be honest, the only one who has shown any inkling of proof in all of this is the person who was being accused. And we live in a time when we are supposed to be innocent until proven guilty, yet that is not true. We are guilty until we prove ourselves innocent. And this is what he had to do, was prove himself innocent of the things they said about him. The awful things, the allegations, the career-ending, life-changing things that they said about him. He had to prove himself because the beauty community as a whole believed every word. Why? Because the sweet face, the persona, told you that this was true. Now, then everybody was waiting for Jeffree Star, because everybody thinks Jeffree Star knows everything. And what he says is gospel because he knows everybody's dirt. I even have bought into that. But what did J Star do? He came and apologized and shook the nation with that one. But let me tell you why he did that. And in the meantime, we got Tati taking down all of these videos, which she had kept up, and doing all these things. And now we are in a position where, guess what? They were wrong. They have not shown anything to prove what they're saying. So let's talk about the reality of it. Let me see where we're going to go in this right crease. I think I'm going to go with this one right here, which is like it's hot. See, let's talk about what happened. We always hear you don't know what goes on behind the scenes, and they are absolutely right. We don't know, but what we do know is both of them have now gotten quiet and saying they want this to go away, and let's be quiet. Shh. And James Charles has been nice about it and said, yes, let's be quiet. Shh. I can promise you that some money has changed hands, some attorneys have been involved, and it was about to go bad. And so now, even with all that being said, with them backing down, with them being quiet, with the one person that everybody believed was wrong has proven that he wasn't wrong, that he didn't do those things that they said he did, you still see people trying to prove that their thoughts, the bandwagon, the sheep that they were, the bandwagon they jumped on is right. See, the mob mentality is real. It is very real, and it was a very serious thing going on. And my fear was, and many others' fears was, that and I'm glad it didn't come to fruition, that this was going to affect him in a way that no one expected, and he could harm himself. Because let's be honest, they were coming for his whole entire life. Ooh, this is pretty. They were coming for his life. They weren't just saying he's a bad guy, like, you know, Manny, who's just problematic because he's a social climber and everything. No, what they said was things that could affect everything around him. Could have gotten him, you know, could have gotten him arrested. You know, could have brought criminal charges could have been brought against him if someone decided to go act on these things and try to pursue it. On the word of some people who, if you want, let's just call it what it was, she was mad about some vitamins. And did something this incredibly spiteful, but no one wants, but all the people, all the sheep, all the mob, they don't want to admit. No one wants to admit that we made the mistake by believing them. So now, right now, everyone's trying to say, oh, it was a publicity stunt. Let me tell you something. Let me just say this and say it real. Would you agree to be put in this position? Would you agree to be called a sexual predator for publicity, especially when you're the one on top? What did he gain from this? He almost lost everything. Everything. So stop coming up with these silly things to make you, the mob, the sheep, feel okay about it. Feel like it, that, oh no, they couldn't be wrong, because then that means, how can we keep listening to these people when they just did this incredible lie about somebody? No, they didn't do that. Not Tati. That's not her style. She's the mother. She's a mom. She's a mentor. She's the sweetest thing on the beauty community. We buy into these things because we want to believe that person. Now, let me say this as a creator, and I'm a small creator. I don't ever want you all to believe in me that much. I don't ever want you all to fight for me like that. I don't ever want you all to take something that I say to that point that you will fight. I had people say they would not, since I didn't believe it, they wouldn't talk to me. I've got here's a screenshot of a comment that was made like that to me. You know, I'm still seeing people trying now everyone wants to minimize it because your heroes are now saying be quiet. And let's be honest, they're saying be quiet not out of the goodness of their hearts. They are saying be quiet because they have been told to be quiet. And if you don't know that, let me just tell you this. The way this is being said, they have been told to be quiet because now you have gone too far. And now things are out of control and there's liabilities involved. There's money. Trust and believe there's been some money that has exchanged hands now based on this. Because it was such a bad thing to say about somebody. So I'm going to do my little cut crease. I'll come back in a second. Okay, I'm back. It didn't take me as long as I thought it would. Okay, so now that I've talked a little bit about how the clay feet have been shown. Now, let me say, when I talk about that, I'm not sitting up here trying to go, you know, about those particular people, but they are the example, the biggest example, the huge example that exists right now. But let's be honest, this has been going on for a while. And what I want to say is that please stop doing this. As viewers, as fans, stop being the stands out here. Please stop defending everything we do. We are people. And what we show to you on camera is not always who we truly are. It is our persona. Yes, some of it might be true, but don't sit here and make these snap judgments on everything they say has to be based on, no, I think of them as a good person, or they've always been this, they've always been honest. We're talking about makeup. That does not translate into the person that you are. Let's just be real. That does not translate into, the person's, their personality, how they conduct themselves out in the world. Has nothing to do with that. It has everything to do with their business, but it has nothing to do with them as a person. And that is what the problem was, is that everyone based this on what their impression is of these people and their word and the truthfulness of their actions and their words based on videos that you watch. Based on the videos that you watch that they put out, that are edited, that are, sometimes scripted, face-tuned, Photoshop, and all those wonderful things that we can do to make ourselves be seen in the best light forward. So I want to say that because it's very important that we get past this mentality, not this point in time, not what has just happened with these particular people, but this mob mentality that is so quick to turn to hate on the words of a few people, just really super hateful in just no time at all. Ooh. Okay, so this is what I'm gonna do. I'm going to use maraschino right here. And that's where the mob mentality comes in. And if you find yourself trying to still justify this or try to figure it out, listen, those people are not going to speak anymore because they have been put on under order. Y'all better not say another word about this. See, you don't go from I've got receipts and this is why I said it to let's put this stuff down and, oh, this is for the good of everybody. You did not think about the good of this boy when you did it. There was no thoughts about the ramifications, the far-reaching ramifications that this could have on his life when it was done. It was not. It was done with, in here, I'm not even going to go into the spite involved and the manipulation of the masses that was done. But I will say this. So let's please stop acting like all of a sudden they had a change of heart. No, they did not have a change of heart. No, they did not. What they had was you better stop this moment based on, I'm sure some legal proceedings were being, brought to light. So while we sit here and do this, while we create this guilt for somebody based on the words of somebody, because there's been absolutely no proof. Absolutely no proof. And so I'm going to put this birthday color on top of that. There was absolutely no proof. We all know this. And the one who didn't come out the proof, there's still people trying to figure out a way to put it on him. So when we talk about it, I want us to really think about this mob mentality that ensued. And don't be a part of it in any shape, form, or fashion. Don't do it for me because you think I'm cool and and that's why I always say that if someone's coming for me, I don't want you all to attack them. I want you to leave them alone because I don't believe in that. And by doing that, that's exactly what was done to this in this situation. The mob was brought up and it was like, and the whole mob mentality was created and people bought into it. And now with it being said, there's, we still don't want to just say we were wrong. How about all these drama channels that jumped on board with this? How about all of you all just say we were wrong? We were wrong. We were part of trying to destroy a person's life. It's one thing to talk about things, but this was about destroying a person's life from one step on down. Now, if you can feel good about that, that's interesting. Because that's what was happening. And I mean, everybody jumped on that train. Everybody had something to say. Everybody got involved. Everybody was like, yes, on the words of some people. And now, instead of looking at it like, wow, this is really some rough stuff that they're saying about him, there's got to be some proof to this. Everybody ran with it. And his subscribers dropped. And now that he's come through and come with the things that everybody wanted to see, which was somebody showing, oh, that we actually have some, let me show you my information, which was some straight for real. I got you right here. Now everybody wants to get quiet or show that and still cling to, no, that's not the truth. This is the truth, because this is what was said by these people. There's got to be a point where we stop this. And I think this is the time to stop it. If this isn't the time to stop the cancel culture in the beauty community, and if this isn't the time for the beauty community to actually become beautiful, you know, because like I've always said, the beauty community can be very ugly on many levels. And this was just, you know, just was a straight reminder of how ugly the beauty community can be, and how so many follow blindly, just going along with whatever is said, who, you know, because it is an influencer about beauty, about makeup, has said it. Listen, I can sit up here and tell you something and be a totally different person in my life. All of us can. We all know this. So why do we think that these people are better? And it's not just in this particular place. It's the whole celebrity status kind of life that, you know, influencer, celebrity society we live in. Because so often it is so hard to believe that people aren't who we've decided they are, because this is in our mind. This is who they are. You know, I mean, this is basically what it is. It's, you know, people have made a decision that these people are good or kind or horrible. Red bottoms right there. I love it. It's a burgundy color. I'm going to put that in the outer V just to deepen this up just a little bit. Pull that out just a little bit too. You know, it's like we decide they're good and kind, and you know, how dare somebody say something about them because of this person that we see on camera, or a character that they play on camera. So it's not just part of what this, you know, what happens in this particular realm. It happens all the time when it comes to celebrities. I mean, there's, you know, the Bayhive, you know, and whatever Riri's people are called, you know, it's part of the celebrity thing. But I want y'all to really think about these things before they're said. See, when you're young, I can understand it, but many of us are older, and we should be better than that. We should understand that and be able to analyze and see through the bullshit to what is really being said to us. We shouldn't fall prey to these things. We should honestly then look at things and try to think of them without letting the person that we see on camera or the vibe that they give us make us act this way. I hope that many of us have learned this, and I hope that you are going to be a big enough person right now to say, I made a mistake in believing that. Instead of trying to like minimize, see, this is the thing, that when we do this, then we try to minimize what we said or how we felt, and then justify and still vilify the person who that has been wronged, because people are still trying to vilify him and it's all to justify your actions, how you felt, instead of saying, damn, I should have never believed them, I was wrong for like blindly believing them. Now we want to get quiet, now we want to get silent, now we want to act like let's just leave it alone, when you had a lot of thoughts on it, when your belief about it was based on that and you were okay with that, and anybody who said anything different was wrong. See, silence says a lot. And that video that J Star did said a lot without the words that were said. Said a lot. And if you can think it, look past what you hear or see and really analyze what is going on, it'll have a totally kind of different feel to you. I'm about to lay on another color because I just want this really to pop a little more. So I'm going to put on this color right here, which is Juicy Fruit, this gold color. I am going to put this on my brush, spray this brush, and give it, oh, interesting, because it's coming out with, oh, okay, there we go. There we go. So I've got, it's kind of got a shift to it. So even though it looks really gold, it's kind of got some reddish pinky stuff going on. But all in all, I like all these colors. I should have swatched before I put them on my eyes, but I did not. As you all can see, I'm just playing in them and I'm putting them on. But okay, there we go. There we go. Much better, much better. Okay. Yeah, so I want, as viewers, as consumers of this, see, I don't want you to just go off and like, I'm never going to watch the beauty community again. It's in shambles. It is not in shambles. Those are 3 people. There's millions of us out here doing videos. Hell, share my video out. Let people see who I is. Oh, okay. I like her now. All right, let me do a little blending to make sure that I get trying to remember which one I use. I'm using the same exact brush. I'm using these eye crease brushes. What's on here? Okay, that's the one that has that on there. Okay. So I'm trying to figure out which one, because I want to do my blend, but I don't want to use the wrong brush. I don't want to use the wrong brush. I think this is it. I'm really liking this main squeeze, by the way. It's really a cute palette. Okay, this is it. Yeah, this is the one I used. So I'm just trying to go over to make sure it's blended good. And then I'm just going to take a little of the big gulp, tap it really lightly, make sure I get all up in her. Yeah, so please feel free to give me your thoughts, and I mean, we're gonna keep on this subject matter. Let me know what you think about it, where you stand at this, and I don't know, I'm kind of, it's not just the fact that people went for this. It disappoints me, the aftermath of it, and what I was seeing today, and how some of these drama channels are still trying to cling Rich Lux, for instance, onto trying to act like, well, we know he's so biased, it's ridiculous. And everybody is seeing his bias right now. But it's made me sad how people are still trying to justify and still put the onus on him because they did this to him, you know, and trying to like refute what he's shown when these people are shutting up, when they have left it alone, and trust and believe they ain't leaving it alone just because. They are leaving it alone because they don't have a leg to stand on. They are facing they were about to face some serious things for those slanderous, libelous, defamation of character, you know, just very very bad things that were said. And now people are still trying to talk about it and put it back on him like, no, he did something. No, my sheep, I need y'all to stop just following blindly. Do you understand why they call you sheep? Because sheep follow blindly, and sheep will go wherever you tell them to go without thought. They will go over a cliff if you push them toward that cliff. And each sheep will go over the cliff. Even as they see them all falling and they're bleating in horror, they will continue to do that. So that is where the sheep mentality comes from. Calling people sheep comes from. It's not a nice word. And it's time for us as viewers to stop being those sheep. Like, for instance, whenever I talk about things in the beauty community like this, I don't talk about it based on I like this person better, I like that person better. I talk about it from the business side, and where from business, why this is not a good thing. Hold on, let me do my eyelid. Okay, so now let me finish doing my face and let's just talk. And as I do this, and it was like in my head all day. This is Monday, you know, it's coming up today. I felt the need to say this, and I know that it's going to offend some people, and I know that some people are going to just, you know, are going to unsubscribe from me, and, you know, are going to be like, they can't believe I said this. I'm using the Smith & Colt. It's supposed to be a mattifying primer. I gotta see if it's a blurring primer, because I don't think it blurs that well. This is not the best blurring primer, but I kind of like it. I'm gonna try this Revolution one that's similar to this, the Onyx primer. I want to try it. I mean, it's decent. Okay, I'm gonna let that dry. Yeah, so I knew that going into this, and I know sometimes either people love what I have to say or they're really pissed at me because I rarely buy into necessarily buy into what is popular opinion. And even when I talk about things that I'm kind of on the side of everybody, I talk about it from a different perspective. Oh, excuse me. So I know that I can offend people because I'm offended. Excuse me. Hold on. Hiccups. All right. So yeah, I know that this opinion will probably upset quite a few people that are some of my favorite, you know, subscribers, because it is not, because I know that they like these people. So I am using the Charlotte Tilbury Flawless Filter. I'm kind of loving it. I'm putting it all over my face, but I'm going to use it underneath my foundation. I have worn it as foundation because I know it's kind of like this thing that it's one of those things where it's kind of like, what exactly do you use it for? It's an illuminator, so you can use it as sort of like a foundation, but it will definitely be a very sheer, very just like a tinted moisturizer kind of vibe. Or you put it on and then put your foundation over it, especially if you're using it all over your skin, which is what I'm doing right now. And so what it does is it leaves you with this beautiful, healthy glow. And you can get away with just this, but it's going to be sheer. So if you need more full coverage or like more full coverage, then you want to add to it. But it's beautiful. But as you can see, I'm very glowy now. So I am going to put on a foundation over it so we can see how it looks with the foundation over it. I'm going to take one of my favorites, which is, where's my candid? That's not it. Okay. Here we go. I'm going to use my candid. I'm showing it to you as I get a brush. I'm going to use my Revlon Candid, Photo Ready Candid, you know, blah, 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 natural finish, blah, 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 blah. Okay, so I'm going to use this on top of it. But yeah, so I kind of know, so I know, and I know calling people sheep and my mentality and all those things is very polarizing, very upsetting for people to be called that, but it's the truth. We have gotten into this, and there's got to be a point when you got to let it go and just see people for who they are and not jump on these type of things so quickly, and maybe look at it with a more discerning eye. Like, for instance, there was a young man at my school. He came and spoke to the kids, and I'm listening to him, and he sounded crazy to me. And much of what he said was, you know, kind of like, yeah, to me as an adult. And I was like, okay, wait a minute. My stuff is stuck. I don't know what's going on now in here. But let me just go on and use this. If you are wondering, I'm 330 light honey. All right. So I really don't need any more, so I'm good. Because I'm a kind of a medium coverage kind of girl. So yeah, so anyway, I'm gonna get off right now. I'm gonna finish my makeup, tell you what I did. I'll come back with the last few words to go through this, and then, you know, I will post this all up, and we'll see what y'all think, and if you unsubscribe or whatever. All right, so this is the look that I came up with. Let me know what you think about it. I wound up using another color underneath my eyes out of the palette. It is, let me just show you, it is Seed Money. And then I kind of went Colourpop all over the face. So I've used Get Laid, which is a Super Shock blush, and I used Churro, which is this Super Shock highlighter. And then on my lips from that the new collection is the Slice of Life bundle, which is Swing Away and Fresco. Baby, these are cute. I never had the ultraviolet lips, and so now I'm gonna be like obsessing on them. I don't know though, because they're kind of thick on the lips. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed this conversation, this dialogue, monologue, whatever you want to call it. And feel free to leave as many comments as you want. I know some of you might not like what I had to say. I get that, you know, and it might be a little offensive. I get that too. I'm not always the most politically correct or make sure that I, you know, think about things like that. But I just wanted to talk about how so often that we make these people that are celebrities and influencers and things into much more than they actually are, and allow and get caught up in who they are and believe everything about them and defend them to the end, when in actuality they don't even know who you are, and would they do that for you? Okay, so with that all being said, it's time to go. Be bold, be brave, be fearless, be free. And to get a little funny and, you know, get a little smile on your face, hang tight. I'm introducing my son DJ to you all. Hope you all enjoy that too. Talk to you later.
In one trip, simply made it make on in one step. My tip on my chip, tip on my drink to get my lip on. Traffic, looking for my traffic.